YouTube. What's good, everybody? It is your boys, Rail and King, back with another week Talk Mavs right here on the Glow Sun Sports channel. It was a whole lot better game tonight than it was the previous two games. We definitely gonna get into that. As y'all know, the Mavs win 139 to 107. It was a huge blowout, a much needed win, like I said. And today we're gonna get into that. Uh, go ahead and get us. We'll give you guys our takeaways from the game, our positives and our negatives. And we're gonna start a new thing here where we're gonna start giving out the game balls at the end of games. No matter the wins or the losses, we're gonna give game balls. And at the end of the game, at the end of the show, guys, go ahead and hold your comments. I mean, you guys can send your comments stuff like that in, but we're gonna address some of your comments and your questions at the end of the show. We're gonna start doing that way from now on. That way, it's be a little bit more neater. But with that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and get into it. So, King, go ahead and give me your takeaway, man, from this game tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Well, first and foremost, brother, how are you?
Man, I'm pretty good, man. It's been a long day for me, man. It's been a long day, but that
Yeah,
win helped
same
out a
here.
little bit.
Well, that's good to hear. I didn't get to see the game until the fourth quarter. I heard it all on the radio, though. I heard the whole game, and then I watched the highlights afterwards. Um, from the game, I heard Luca went off. He had one of his games today where he could have scored 40 points or so if he wanted to. Um, Jason Kidd with the lineup change, I feel like is a start of the day on the low. Putting Reggie in the starting lineup and putting Tim on the bench was an incredible move. I think Tim actually showed off and was able to get some confidence against the second unit. Towards the end of the game, JB was JB again today. We got Kristaps Porzingis being that reliable number three option. It was a good number three option performance, but it still was that, but it was all, I thought everyone played great, man. Everyone probably got minutes other than maybe McLaughlin or whatever. Maybe he had a bad game if you want to say something, but I think everyone that touched the court actually had a
Right.
decent game. Moses at the end of the game got some play, got a few dunks and all, and Boban was just ridiculous. And like I said, Luca could have had a 30-20-10 game today, I think.
Yeah, you
If
really
it
could
was
have. Yeah.
closer. That was definitely one of those games today. They were just on fire, man. Like they couldn't miss a shot. This was, I don't want to get too high with it because
Yeah.
it's still the Pelicans right now, but they took care of business. This was maybe their best game they played as far as offense and defensively complete. This was an awesome defensive job. It was an awesome offensive showing. So this was actually probably their best game, but I'm not going to get too high off of it, like I said, because it is the Pelicans. But it is good news in that being that now we are 8-0 against all teams under 500, and we have a losing record. I think it's something like 3-7 or something like that against teams with a winning record. Maybe that'll turn around. That's something that you can take as a positive as well. So I'll let you go and tell you a little breakdown of the game.
Guess with that, you know what I'm saying? You want to take, I know, like, what was it last year? We was, like you said, I think we said before in a previous video, we struggled against the bad teams.
Hmm.
And these are the kind of games right here where you have to win these games. That way you can it fills up your win column. You definitely got to win games like this. Um, there was a not a lot to take away as far as negatives. It just like you said, it's one of those games where this is probably the most complete game they played all year.
Hmm.
It's and luckily for us, it was against the Pelicans. It's like kind of like one of those free gimme games. It was a game
Yep.
where it's like, look, man, if you want to work on something, go. This is the game for it right here. There
Yep.
really was no excuse to lose to the Pelicans, man. They did a pretty good job on Valanciunas tonight too, man. Because Valanciunas scored 39 points in the last game,
Hmm.
and he had 12 rebounds, and he made seven threes. I
Yep.
know one of the people who followed the channel on the last video had mentioned Valanciunas is one of the guys that Dallas probably look at getting. I wouldn't mind having Valanciunas. If he
Hmm.
can do
Not at all.
something like that for a bad team, just imagine what he can do for a good team. You know,
Yeah.
like Dallas or whatever. I would definitely like to have him over any of our centers right now. And you know, kind of like what you just said a minute ago too about the starting lineup. They did change up the starting lineup. They put the White Powell back in, and they added Reggie Bullock, and they sent Timmy to the bench.
Hmm.
Um, shout out to you, shout out to Jay, and I think Will's probably on this boat too. I think y'all three were the main ones saying that Tim need to come off the bench. Now this is before we knew Tim's little, stretch of bad games he has right here. They've been kind of saying that he needs to come off the bench. Because you have him and Jalen Brunson both coming off the bench. That can be a nice little pairing off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Reggie Bullock being known for starting, maybe I guess they feel like if they put him in the starting lineup, he'll be a little bit more productive because he's known for starting. That's what he's been doing most of his career, starting or whatever. Especially with New York last year, that's what he was. He was a starter last year, and
Mm-hmm.
so he played a little bit better. He hit a little bit more of his open shots compared to how he's been doing the previous whatever many games he's been shooting out there. Um, Sterling Brown did okay. Everybody did good, like I said tonight against the Pelicans. It was without question they did pretty good. They won by 32 points.
Yeah.
And can we talk about Boban, man? Shout out to Jay on Boban. He always talks about his per 48 because Boban looks like a Hall of Famer, man, with his per 48 numbers. Like he don't play a full game, but I think they said he has 56 points in
Mm-hmm.
57 minutes so far this year. That's
If
all.
Boban played in the '90s, if Boban played in the '90s, man, he'd be an all-star.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if
Oh yeah.
George Murray's son was on the cusp of that, I
Yeah.
think Boban, because Boban, he doesn't really have that. He's not injury prone to be that tall. Well, so far in the minutes that he plays, so it looks like he can take a little bit of wear and tear, a little bit of movement and all. Like he's not the fastest guy and all, but his body doesn't like it will break down from moving. So if he was in the '90s, I think he'd be an all-star. Like I think Boban is that good.
And plus Boban got a wide body too, man. So he got some girth
Yep.
on him or whatever. So he could take, some of the banging compared to KP, who's a little more thinner. You know what I'm saying? So when he gets hit and banged up, he feels it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so I guess we can get to the positive. I know the one positive for me is definitely I think you touched on this on the last video. Luca coming out today and being aggressive. He had a
Hmm.
better balance to his game today. He did a little bit more of facilitating with the
Hmm.
scoring. He took what the defense gave him instead of forcing it. Because I know we talked about that before too. It's like he forces a lot of shots that he does not
Hmm.
have to force. And tonight, man, he played with more of a balance. Took what the defense gave him, and I that's the kind of Luca. That's MVP Luca right there. Now I
Yep.
know also people are gonna be like, oh, they played the Pelicans. It was, I'm just saying, just in a nutshell, that's the kind of Luca that we want. You know what I mean? You want this Luca to show up every game, getting other players involved. I like the way how they set KP up early. Because
Hmm.
like you said, and I think in the previous video too, KP is one of those players, man. It's like you got to get him involved early, or he's just gonna be out there,
Yep.
So they got him involved early. I think he scored like the first like 6 points of the, 6 points of the game.
Yep.
So that was good. It looked like they were showing a few signs of a two-man game between Luca
Uh-huh.
and KP. What something we've been asking for since they, picked up KP. Let these two guys do a little bit more of the two-man game, and you got you got a guy in KP who showed it tonight. Either he can
Hmm.
pick and pop or pick and roll. And so there was a lot of times I know he doesn't too much like rolling to the basket because he's like the contact that come with it.
Hmm.
But if you want to keep the defense on their toes, man, you start utilizing a little bit more of
You
that
gotta
pick and
roll.
roll because you are a whole lot more dangerous than Dwight Powell, who only can
Yep.
pick and roll. You can pick
Uh-huh.
and pop and pick and roll. Hit the defense in multiple ways to the point like defense don't know what to do. I don't know to play you on the pick and roll, the pick and pop, or play Luca. Because Luca gonna
Uh-huh.
curl off that screen and he can pull up for that mid range, or he gonna hit one dribble and he at the basket. You know what I'm saying? And so that can be a deadly two-man game if these two can play a little bit more of that two-man game here going forward. Uh,
Uh,
so at this game tonight, are you confident they're gonna win in this game?
no.
Oh man,
Um,
okay. I
not
was testing your confidence. I'm trying to see if you still was in there.
not yet.
Yeah.
If this would have been against anybody, that's like a top team in the NBA, we'd be jumping for joy right now, calling the
Oh
Mavs,
yeah.
because this literally, I believe this was their best game they played all year. Like I think this was their most complete game, as you said. We'll get into game balls later, but Jason Kidd, I feel like Jason Kidd pushed all the right switches tonight. He gets criticized. He's been criticized so far and all, but tonight was Jason Kidd's night. He had them boys playing on both sides of the court. Luca from the get go came both sides of the ball. He was showing everybody that he wanted to play tonight. He was willing to, show up and prove that the Cleveland game. And well, he wasn't even bad in the Cleveland game, but I think he had a sour taste in his mouth and wanted to just show that he could just, do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. And he did that tonight. You said KP was moving that 2-man game. They played the 2-man game. KP had to dunk the ball maybe at least, 4 times. I think he got one layup close to the rim as well. As I said before in a previous video, I like when KP does that. I feel like that's the best part of KP's game, when he's just constantly moving. KP doesn't even need a bunch of plays called for him, because as you said, he can pick and pop or pick and roll, but he can't. He doesn't just pick and pop at the 3-point line. He can pick and pop wherever he wants to if he isn't rolling. So I think they should play just a bunch of 2-man game, as you said. JB showed up this game. So that was actually a big piece, because JB had a bad game last game. So it was another guy that was in the rotation as far as we had 4 guys that gave us quality points, and I think everybody did their role. Even Reggie Bullock, it was a decent game. You can't say it was bad, because he made his open shots he was supposed to make. He played defense. He did what he's supposed to do. That's all we need the players to do. If everyone plays their role.
One part again, you said there, King.
I'm sorry.
He did what now? He hit what now? His what?
I said he hit his open shots.
What?
The open shots that he got.
All right. Open. Okay, I'm sorry.
He hit him.
It's been a while since we heard these guys in open shots in the same set.
He hit open shots, man. That's why, and you play the guys that are in front of you. So I'm not mad about this game. Like, this could be a confidence booster. It should be a confidence booster. So they should go into the next game knowing it'll be in the AAC, knowing that they can do that to this team. I'm proud of the centers. As you said, our centers outplayed their centers today. So like I said, this was the Mavericks' best game of the season. Valanciunas came off of 35 plus to doing 6 tonight. So I thought he would go and just work the paint between him and Jackson Hayes, and they didn't do it. So I'm very proud of the team as far as the effort and all. But like I say, this is just one step. This shows what the team is capable of. Like, we all believe they can be. And so we need to see this consistently against teams that are better. Knock down your open shots, and we should win basketball games.
King, there's one player that you didn't highlight tonight.
What, Timmy?
Yeah.
Timmy
finally showed up. Now he can show up today, then don't show up again in this game. So
he showed up, but he played against the second unit though. So it helped him out. Playing in that fourth quarter, the fourth quarter run, being out there against the second unit, he was able to show off against the second unit. Tim should be instant offense off the bench. Like he does not need to start. I feel like you should put defense around KP and Luka. Let KP and Luka get their buckets, as I said before, in the first quarter, and then you work around there trying to plug guys in as far as bringing Jalen Brunson in for offense, bringing Tim Hardaway in for offense. But I think they need to go with the defensive approach to start in the starting lineup, and then let Tim Hardaway. Like, Tim Hardaway can't produce enough, off the dribble and all, as we all know. So if he can't produce off the dribble, allow him to dribble against guys that aren't the greatest against defending guys that do the dribble. So he goes and gets his buckets today. So I was very proud of him. I was proud of JB, KP, everybody in the game. And like I said, nobody had a bad game. I really have nothing bad to say other than they let the guys come back in maybe one time at the beginning, and then the turnovers. We had a couple too many turnovers there.
Yeah, it started to get a little sloppy there a little bit, because remember it was a 23-point lead, and they cut back down to, I think, like it was 14, I think, and 13. I thought out of 13 to 14 they kind of cut it down because
I think they got
a little bit
10,
too sloppy.
Actually,
now
I thought they made a 3 and got it to 10. I think they may have got it.
I thought the closest they got in this whole game was like 12 or something.
It might have been 12, 13. I thought they were at 13 and they hit a 3 and got it to 10, and then the Mavericks went on from there. And I think it was early.
12-1 run. Yeah, because New Orleans went on a 12-1 run, and then Dallas turned around and went on
another run as well.
Yeah,
15-2 or something like that.
Yeah, 15-2, I think is what it was. And so Dallas did what they're supposed to do against a bad team, man. They just went in here and took care of business. For me, man, like I said, like you said, I'm not gonna sit here and shout the mountains. Yo, we won. These are one of those. This is kind of like when you play bingo and you got that free space on the bingo card. These are what kind of games these are right here, man. Like, you better not look. If Dallas had to win in here and lost to this team, I would have been completely done. I'm like, you know what, this is it. Like, we still would have did our videos, but I'm just saying, like, I would have had
You
no
wouldn't have been
confidence
done,
at
man.
all, bro. Yeah, I
You'd
would
have
have.
been
I
done
would
that
have had
day.
no
You'd have
confidence at
been
all,
done
bro.
that
I would have
day.
been just like, okay, this is it. Like Mark Cuban need to get on the phone right now and start calling somebody for a trade, man. There was a player in this game that kind of intrigues me. Shout out to Will because I know he's been talking about this guy for the last like few months now. Brandon Ingram looked nice out there tonight, man.
Yeah.
When is Brandon Ingram gonna be like, you know what? I need to get out of here. I think right now he's not doing that. But when is he going to do that? Because I would not mind getting Brandon Ingram on this team, man. That
I
dude
don't know
dropped
if Brandon
29
Ingram.
tonight.
I don't know if he wants to go anywhere else after that Laker debacle that happened.
Hmm.
I think he appreciates the Pelicans for keeping him. And then I would have been more worried about it before when Zion. If Zion would have been healthy, then it'd be an issue with him and Brandon Ingram. But I think the Pelicans are coming to the realization that Zion just may never be healthy. One, and two, he may not be motivated to play for them, so he may never be healthy for them. So if that's the case, then they have Brandon Ingram. There's no need to move Brandon Ingram. He's going to be happy. It just depends on how long he wants to lose and if the organization can do anything else as far as drafting and so around him because they're going to have a high draft pick again. So
Yeah,
maybe they get someone else nice and all. I mean, I don't know, but the issue is Zion, and their team has been looking for Zion to play for them all year. They thought Zion was that next big thing, and truthfully, Zion's a beast, but he's underachieved or underperformed, I guess, by not being available so far in his
right.
career. So he's supposed to be the next LeBron James. He ain't rookie of the year. He hasn't took a team to the playoffs yet. So all that stuff hasn't happened yet. But I'm actually rooting for Zion because I like Zion. But
Yeah,
I think he might be more suited to be a number two though. But that's another conversation for the day.
right. Because I know we talked about it before. Me and other fellas, we talked about maybe. I don't think Zion's going to stay with the Pelicans.
No,
I think
he's
he
not.
actually might be the first to maybe turn down his rookie extension.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the last player to do that, but I think Zion's gonna turn down his rookie extension, man, and become a unrestricted free agent, or take
He
the
has a signature.
qualifying offer and then go to free agency that next year. I think if,
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't if he doesn't accept the extension this summer, I think it's this summer, because he's a
Mm-hmm.
year after Luka. If he doesn't accept it this summer, then I
They're
can't
not
see him
getting it.
staying with the yeah. I can't
He,
see him
I,
staying.
I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's going to turn it down. But he also already has a signature shoe before Luca,
Yeah,
so he doesn't need it. He got endorsements already. You tell me. That's a different conversation as well. How does Luca not have a signature shoe, but
listen.
Zion has a signature shoe? Man, this is wild.
I know my boy B was saying something about it was in something in the contracts is why he got a shoe and Luca didn't. Um, I think they were saying in Luca's contract, Luca got to get like an MVP to get his own shoe, which is stupid to me. It's like, bro, you just do it in the winter. He All-Star starter twice. Like I said before, should
Hmm.
have been a three-time All-Star, but that's
Yep.
a conversation for another day. And he's been an All NBA first team twice. It's
Hmm.
like get this man a shoe. Yeah, Paul George got a shoe. Like, come
Yep.
on, man. Like
Trey Young got a shoe.
Trey Young got a shoe. You know what I'm saying?
All of
Like,
everybody got shoes except for Luca.
yeah,
I don't. I think Jordan made. I think Jordan made a mistake with that one though. I think that's going to bite Jordan in the butt. At the end of the day, I
yeah.
think when this contract is over, I don't think Luka's going to leave Nike in general, but I don't think he's going to stay with Jordan again though.
I mean, so we're gonna have to see because he really for some reason really wanted to go to Jordan. It's like Jordan doesn't
He did.
have a history of because when you think of Jordan, you think of Jordans. You
Jordan.
know what I'm
Uh huh.
saying? Jordan, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I didn't understand why he should have stuck with Nike. But if out of Jordan and Nike, you might have a better chance of getting your own shoe with Jordan compared to Nike. It's very hard to get your own shoe with Nike, man. Nike keeps it to a select number of players to have their
Hmm.
own exclusive signature shoe. But
But
if you
All
get a
NBA, two-time All
exclusive,
NBA.
I, like I said, I guess it's different criteria for different times, because look who some of the players, because Kyrie wasn't a first team NBA player and he got his own
That, that's
shoe.
what that's what I'm
Paul
saying. Luka's
George,
been a two-time first team.
yeah,
I think they would.
yeah.
I think Nike would have had to give it to him. If I don't think he would have to get it. I don't think nobody. He's a guard that it will be two-time first All NBA. I think he would have a shoe with Nike. I don't know why Jordan gave Russell Westbrook a shoe. He's given uh I think
Gotcha.
Chris Paul has a shoe. Dwayne Wade wasn't an MVP. He had a shoe. Um, yeah.
Carmelo had a shoe.
Yep.
Chris Paul
Melo
has a
had a shoe.
shoe.
Uh-huh.
Zion has a shoe. Now, like the only two right now, I would say Jason Tatum
Tatum and Luca.
and Luca, yeah,
Uh-huh.
don't have a shoe. So I mean, I it's just something I guess we're going to have to be patient for, because I really do believe that Luca's going to get an MVP here in the near future, man. I think he's going to get an MVP. I think eventually, hopefully, I mean, we think that Luca's a very intelligent young man. That hopefully it'll kind of click with him, like what he needs to do to take that next step. Because you touched on it before in one of the previous videos. If he just kind of takes his conditioning seriously, man, that way he can stay a little bit more healthier. If he can start playing like he did tonight, where he has a certain balance to his game,
Mm-hmm.
then he might hit that MVP level. Because right now, Dallas is at number 4. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
too far from the top, what I'm saying, in the
Yeah.
West. Just it's just those little
This is
things. And on top of that, your team being top of the West or whatever, that can get you that MVP vote.
yeah. I don't think it's done for this year. I don't think he's out of it. I think if this is a sign of things to come, if he plays like this tonight, he becomes that dominant Luca we're used to, and he runs, and the magic number I think for the Mavericks will be the third seed. If somehow
Mm.
the Jazz they can get over the Jazz and get to the third seed, and the Phoenix Suns can be the number one seed, because for some reason they don't want to give Devin Booker or Chris Paul an MVP. They I guess
Chris Paul should
split
have
the
got it
team.
last year.
Yeah, but they split the team too much, so they don't want to give it to him. So with Steph Curry being in second place, I think the bigger story is Luca being in third place if the Warriors are in second place. The narrative, if the Phoenix Suns can stay number one and the Mavericks can move to number three, with Luca playing all NBA basketball that we used to. So that
Yeah.
it's not impossible. I don't think Steph will get it if the Phoenix Suns are. Steph's not a lock to get it if the Phoenix Suns are the number one seed in the West. Basically, if they the way it was looking with Golden State being the number one seed and they were running away with it, it looked like Golden State was just guaranteed Steph. But I don't think with Steph being number two in this the league or whatever in the West, I don't think he's a guarantee to be MVP.
I don't know. That we're gonna definitely have to see. There was one more takeaway too that I know we've been talking about Dallas's shooting here over the last like week or so. Dallas shot almost 69% today in the game.
Yeah, the highest ever.
69%. Yeah, that's the highest ever. Um, Now, like I said, like we were saying a minute ago, we don't know if that's the outlier or that's thing of things to come. Of course, I'm not gonna shoot 69% every game, but are they going to be able to, have some type of a shooting rhythm and make more of their open shots like they did tonight? Who knows? Hopefully that's the case, man. Hopefully.
Yeah, you
Um,
feel like they can though. You feel I think we all feel like they can. It's
Bro, you
just
got a bunch
can
of
they
players
do
on
it?
this team that shot on average about 40% on threes.
Uh huh.
You telling me that all of them gonna be shooting bad like this all year long?
That's what I'm saying. It's that false confidence that you get because we know who's on this team and we know their ability. It's like they're underachieving because people don't
Yeah.
not as I said before, people are not in their places. So when Chris Guys plays good, when JB, Tim, and Luca, all those guys are playing good, it'll just almost always look like the Mavericks had a good game because the other guys just do their job. Dodo just does his job. Maxi Kleber does his job. Reggie Bullock does his job. Sterling Brown on the low is becoming a reliable like rotation piece that's like good for
Rotation piece. Like he's
that
like the
that 5-5-5 guy. He's becoming one of those guys like Frank, kind of like Frank was at the beginning of the season until he got hurt.
yeah,
And also Trey Burke. Trey Burke, the past 3 games now that he's been having to play minutes, has looked good. So
yeah.
the team, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm hoping it's a wake up call. We can only hope. Like it was horrible 2 days ago, and it looks much better right now. But if they come out and handle their business again against New Orleans again, then you're like, hey, maybe they're ready. So it's about just building on what they did tonight.
Yeah, I hope, man. Like, I ain't saying you can go out here and blow him out in this next game or anything, but just keep this same type of momentum and stuff like that in this next game. Because it ain't gonna get any easier after the Pelicans, man. They play
You know?
They play the Grizzlies Saturday, and then they turn around and play the Nets on Tuesday. Then they play the Grizzlies again that Wednesday.
I'll if I was a Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp guy, I bet you a case of they beat the Nets.
You think they'll beat the Nets?
Yep.
They always seem to play up for the Nets, man. No matter who was on the
Hmm.
court, if it's KD, if it's Harden, or what, or
Yep.
Kyrie, whoever, they always
Didn't
seem
they
to
beat
play up for
them?
them.
They swept them last year, correct?
I believe so. I believe
They
so.
swept the Nets last year.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I
They're going
believe
to beat the
so.
Nets. For some reason, Luca loves playing against James Harden.
That is true because he always this
Yeah,
clown against Houston, man. When he first
he
since
he
he got in the league. So yeah, you're right.
he, he loves playing against
Um,
James Harden.
but the Grizzlies though, that's what scares me.
Yeah.
Ja scares the hell out of me, man. That boy there, he
Yeah.
listen. They don't respect Ja enough to me, man. Like they need to show that man some respect, bro. Like Ja is a monster. That dude gonna be a problem for the next like 10, 15 years, man, in the league. And he
Yes.
getting better every year too. Like he automatically just took that Grizzly team to like that, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Got to the playoffs last year. Should have went the year before, but they ended up losing in the playing tournament and all that stuff. But
He
yeah,
knocked out Steph.
Ja for real.
Yeah.
Ja different for real.
My thing
Um
with Jado was he hurt? What happened with his injury? Did he was
oh
it just a
yeah,
sprain?
I think it's a spring.
It was
I
just
can
a
look that
sprain.
up real
Okay. I
quick,
know
but
it happened
yeah.
to his knee. It was a
Yeah,
non-contact
yeah.
injury to his knee. So I was making
So he
sure he
might
was
not even
good because
play in
that
that
was
game. So we might just dodge the bullet. Might have just
we may
dodged the
have.
bullet.
Hey man, I'm telling you, this it looks bad when the run looks bad. That's usually when the Mavericks win, and when it looks good, that's when the Mavericks lose. Like we're going
Yep.
to go in this stretch, and we're going to look great. I really do think we're going to beat the Nets though. Like that's the game. Luca loves playing against the best players in the league. I will give him that. My issue with Luca is when he doesn't show up, when he's just not into it. Like I feel like
Right.
he feels like he's so good that I can decide the day to do this, to do that. And but when he plays against other players and players putting up buckets, he usually goes back and forth with them. So even last year with the game with Steph Curry, gave us what was it 50 the one game. The next game Luca came back and gave him 40, something right back to him. So I'm not worried about those games actually. I actually get more scared, like you said, about the games like the mid to low tier games. They're the ones that scare me the most.
Yeah, because start playing down to their competition. Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
always been known for that. Any other takeaways from this game, man?
Uh Mm, I'm trying to think of more. I mean, like I say, everything. If we went down the line, of everything they did good on everything, man. They turned over the
Yeah.
Pelicans a bunch and scored off of turnovers they were running. Um, it was an awesome game, man. Like I say, kudos to the Mavs for this game. I just wish it was against better competition so I can be more excited. But
Yeah.
it was an incredible game. Like this
This
was
was
like playing
truly a
2K
must
on
need to
rookie.
win, man. I
Yeah,
I don't see how they could have came back if they lost to this team tonight, man.
they would have still
Like
been in fourth probably.
yeah. Yeah, probably
I
still
don't.
have been the fourth. You're right. It was just crazy to
They were
say, man.
one
Yeah.
one game over 500 and were fourth in the West. What is going on
Yeah.
this year? This has
We
to be
looking
the year
like
the
we
Mavericks
looking
have to
like
take
the East
advantage.
now. We
I
looking like the East
know.
now. It's just crazy. It's like, bro, like, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
That's why they
So
have to make it. They have to make it to the
yeah, yeah.
top. I'm sorry because the West is so bad. They have to. It makes it look like, come on, you have no excuse now. And I'm just scared that another team's gonna catch fire at the bottom. That's what scares me. Some team that's like, out of nowhere. I don't know.
Like the Kings or somebody.
Yeah, I was contemplating saying the Timberwolves. I like Anthony Edwards a lot.
Mm.
I think
Hey,
Anthony
Anthony been
Edwards.
balling.
I
Anthony
think
been
Anthony
balling.
Edwards. He's the guy that I look at. So when Luca came in the league, I start looking at guys in the future because I'm like, all right, Luca looks like he's that guy. So who can be that other guy? He's one
Yeah,
of those guys that can do a little bit of everything, even defensively. Like I
yeah. He
like
got the
Anthony Edwards a lot,
he got the confidence too. Like
and he
he
got
came in.
confidence.
He came into the league with the confidence.
I thought
So
he didn't
yeah,
like. I thought he was going to be a guy that didn't really take it seriously at first because of the way he talked. I was like, oh, he's not going to take basketball seriously. He
yeah.
say he
He said
doesn't
somebody. He's like
watch it and
he
all that.
more of a football guy and all that stuff.
Yeah, but then when he came
Yeah,
in the league and all, I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. So I like Anthony Edwards. I think he's going to take over that team eventually within the next year or so. Probably by next year, he'll switch places with Cat. I think he's going to be the number one guy and Cat will be number two. I think they're going to flow with that. It's about time anyway. Cat's been the
Yeah.
number one guy for long enough. It's about time to let somebody else do it. So I think Anthony Edwards is going to be there. I think he's that good.
I wouldn't be surprised if they look well. Probably not now because the way Anthony Edwards is coming along. I say I wouldn't even be surprised they end up looking at trying to trade Cat, but that's probably not gonna happen, man. So who you give the game ball to tonight?
J Kid.
Ooh,
If
okay,
I can't give it to Luca, that'll be too easy. But I'm gonna give it to J Kid, man. I think J Kid had them boys ready to play. Um, it felt like I told you I was worried about him losing the team in the last video,
yeah,
and he basically told me to shut up. I got this. So I'm giving him the game ball, man. I think it's all Jason Kidd did his thing, had the boys working, played an excellent game plan, defense, offense. There was no problem, but like I said, the turnovers a little bit. But you can live with that when you're shooting 70% from the field. So I'm good with that, man. That's what I'm giving my game ball to, J Kidd.
can I give a cold game ball?
Go ahead.
I'll give it to Luca and KP, not just because they both were leading scorers, but because of what they did in this game with the 2-man game. I
Hmm.
want to see more of the 2-man game. You got two skilled players like these two, man. Keep the defense confused when you put these two in a 2-man game. You already know they can't handle Luca in any facet of the game, whether it
Hmm.
be threes, mid range, or in the paint. Now you got KP playing with some confidence now. Put those two together, man. If you want to build a chemistry between these two, like everybody been kind of crying about, they want to see. Put these
Hmm.
two in a 2-man game, man, and let them feed off each other. I mean, like I said, Jason Kidd for sure should know about the 2-man game because
Uh-huh.
him and Luca ran that to death when they
Dirk.
played in. I'm sorry, Dirk. Thank you. Him and Dirk played
Uh-huh.
that to death when he played for the Mavericks back in the day.
Hmm.
Um, even the Jason Terry Dirk
Yep.
2-man game was
Two-man game.
deadly. Back when Don Nelson kind of implemented the 2-man game with Nash and Dirk. You know what
Nash.
I'm saying? Like you saw how devastating the 2-man game was when you got your two best players in there. Like I said, with this case, you got a guy that can either pop or he can roll in KP, and you already know what Luca gonna do. Luca's a monster in any level on the floor. So put
Yep.
those guys in more two-man games. That's what I want to see more of. Why I get these two the co-player of the game balls here. So you got Jason Kidd. I got the
Oh,
Euro duo of Luca and KP.
the Step Bros.
That's oh yeah. That's gonna
But I
probably
want to
do
give.
it for.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
give real quick though? I want to give an ovation to
Hmm.
Kristaps Porzingis for playing this game after
Oh
twisting his
yeah,
ankle last game. He
yeah,
gets a big clap for that because that we wouldn't expect that from KP, and KP came right back, played the game, and had an awesome game. So I appreciate Kristaps for playing that. I'm That's another reason to go back to your point you made before about them playing the 2-man game and all. I think it's more
yeah,
of they're scared. They're scared that they may lose KP. It's as simple as that. I know the organization is like, we don't want to get Kristaps Porzingis hurt, so they're trying to put him in the least amount of um, take as least chances, I should say, as possible. But
yeah,
they got to play that 2-man game, and they got to let KP. And KP says it himself. I got to just go out there and just play, man. Like you can't just keep saying, nah, maybe he might be okay and all. Like if it happens, it happens, and I appreciate him for playing today. So a big kudos to KP.
yeah. I definitely agree with that one, man. And even like tonight too, with him playing, a kid and them already said like, yo, we not game managing him and all that stuff.
Hmm.
'Cause like you said, he had the ankle injury in the last game, which I kind of feel like something deep down inside kind of told me he was gonna play in this game because we hadn't heard anything, of course, besides the negative report that we got out it came out that the ankle got tested negative or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I had a strong feeling he was gonna play in this game. Um, but yeah, that's gonna probably do it for us guys. We like to thank y'all for rocking with us this late tonight. We apologize. It's just been a long day. So luckily we got this video in for you guys, recapping the Dallas Mavericks versus the New Orleans Pelicans game. As y'all know, Dallas wins 139 to 107. For you guys who are new to the channel, guys, please do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button down below. There will be more content just like this. We will have another live post game video of the New Orleans Pelicans and Dallas Mavericks again on Friday. So you guys look forward to that. like I said, we're working on can't get my words out. We are working on bringing you guys more content for the channel. Like I said, we add new people. Like I said, King's new to the channel, so we're adding more people. We're just trying to get things going for you guys to bring more content for your viewing pleasure. Um, so if you guys can also do me a huge favor, why don't you go ahead and follow those social media pages upstairs? I can't talk tonight. What's going on? Follow the social media sites for us, guys. Right here up top, you got the Instagram, which is _productions, and then you
Man,
also got TikTok. Yeah, I can't even point it. I'm trying
over here
over there.
somewhere.
Yeah, over there above King. You got Glow Sun Sports _sports on TikTok. So go ahead and do us a huge favor and follow that too. As for us, that way if you any news of the channel, any additions or anything like that come up, you guys be the first to know. So that's gonna probably do it for us, guys. I'd like to thank my co-host on with me, my boy King.
Hey,
It's your boy
appreciate you.
Rail.
Thank you.
No problem, man. And we will catch y'all again here on Friday when we play the Pelicans again, and hopefully it'll be a win. So we'll catch y'all soon.
Peace.
All right.